Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Thursday, May the 8th, and lots to discuss this morning, but I'll try to do it in an efficient manner. If we take a look at the Bloomberg, Trump is touting a full US UK trade pact, and that is having positive effects on the markets and the futures markets in particular. If we scroll down, lots of things going on globally. Companies that have announced some results. Bell Canada, or BCE Enterprises, it cut its dividend by 56%. Now, this is a company that has very little to no growth, but was hanging in at the price point it was because of its high dividend paying. I think it was around 9%. That's going to definitely drag this stock down, in my opinion. Um, and it's going to affect a lot of retirees who are owning this for the dividend itself. So we'll see what happens there as the market opens up. There's talk of who blinked first in the trade war, but it really doesn't matter. We can see that Trump has been stopped by courts and more than 200 times so far. I guess since he's been in office, I haven't read into that, so that may be a misstatement of the facts. But that is common in today's age. And then as we look at the futures, if we go to the markets, you can see everything is in the green and is up, including the S&P 500. We had the Fed come out yesterday, hold rates steady. Trump didn't blow his top and explode, which is unusual. He still may do that, but that didn't happen, so it didn't send the markets into a tizzy. Um, and with this announced trade deal, there is some positivity there. However, we have had some negative results in the market yesterday with some companies making announcements, and we'll talk about those momentarily. If we take a look at oil is up $1.15, still under $60 a barrel. The VIX is down today, down under 23. NASDAQ futures we saw are higher. If we scroll through our list, health and retail, almost all in the green, with the exception of Dollar General and HCA in the pre-market. So off of these trade conversations, there is optimism. We've got transport's making a bit of a rebound there as well. And actually, CNR, which reported last week, had great results. They surprised everyone, which is a little puzzling with the state of the economy and with distribution and supply chains. But nevertheless, they surprised to the upside. Then we get down into oil. Oil is up this morning, so I would expect that most of our oil stocks would be in the green in the pre-market, which they are. You can see that it was a bit of a mixed bag, green and red, mostly red yesterday. And then we get into tech, and tech looks like it's going to have a positive day with some exceptions, and those would be ones that just released bad earnings. Apple came out with an announcement yesterday that caused Google to drop significantly, like 5 to 10%. It dropped and then 5%, and then it continued to drop for the remainder of the day. Apple dropped as well, oddly enough, and the announcement was that Apple was looking to incorporate AI into its browser, which obviously on the iPhone would then potentially take away from Chrome and Google's browser, Alphabet's browser. So it is up in the pre-market, but not even up what it was down yesterday. We've got Micron, some of the chip makers up because there was a talk yesterday or an announcement by Trump that he was going to make some changes to tariffs around semiconductors, and there may be a possibility of those being excluded from any tariffs with China. And that sent Nvidia up yesterday because it is hoping to sell into China and get into that very large market, but also concerned about getting into, call them secondary concern markets like India, UAE, Israel, Singapore, and any other market that may actually then resell into China. You've got Atlassian, which got hit with earnings and a future forecast miss. They are up. They were down yesterday, but seem to be bouncing back. Microsoft making a nice move to the upside. ARM is off $10. After their earnings last night, they jumped in at the market close. I think people were expecting, I was expecting some good earnings and a future forecast, but the earnings and revenue were fine. It was the future forecast. I mean, I think revenue was in line. It wasn't 20% higher, but their future forecast was muted. And that, however, was about 30 minutes before they announced about 30 minutes before Trump made his announcement, or the administration made the announcement about the pause on tariffs with or elimination of tariffs with semiconductors. So that may all change today as it gets sorted out. But it was too soon, I'm imagining, to change their future forecast statement that they had planned for their news conference or press conference around their quarterly update. We've got AMD, which was up the other day. It's up again. And then as we scroll down, just looking for some big movers, AVGO is on a bit of a tear, up almost five yesterday and then up over three today. It broke through the $200 barrier. So it's definitely on a comeback trail, and Meta as well. So Meta dropped down into the 588s yesterday. It was a good pickup. Didn't quite get to 600 yesterday, closed at just under 597, but looks like it's up $10 in the pre-market. Netflix is just a machine right now. It's climbing pretty much every day, unless there's a massive pullback in the NASDAQ that causes it to come down. You can see Nvidia jumped $3.52 yesterday. It's up again in the pre-market. And Google is making a bit of a comeback today, but not to the extent yet that it lost. I mean, this was trading in the 165, 166 range yesterday. And then as you can see right here on the chart, let's just take a look at the 5-day. And you can see yesterday at just around 10:45, it started to come down, and it just continued to come down until it really bottomed at 12:32. And then it just started to bounce around and came back a little bit, yeah, into the close. You've got TSMC, which was up yesterday, not as much today. I think this is one that's going to get back into the 200s in the next little while, especially if the announcements around chips hold and end up being true and don't get changed again and flip-flopped. Apollo was up in the high 130s in the last week and has now come down into under 130. It looks like it's up this morning. All the financials look like they're going to be doing pretty well today as we head into the day. And in terms of earnings today, if we take a look at our calendar of events, we have Shopify, which announced this morning, and they missed, and they are down in the pre-market. We've got CVE. I haven't taken a look at those to see what happened there. And then aftermarket, Affirm Holdings, Cloudflare, and DraftKings. So it'd be interesting to see. I think Affirm will do well because that is the company that allows you to buy and pay for your purchase over, say, 4 months. And delay that payment. And then tomorrow we've got Enbridge. Next week, we're coming into some key ones from a retail perspective, Walmart being one of those, a couple of techs with Alibaba and Applied Materials, Home Depot, big retail. And then we've got some Canadian banks starting out as well as, and well, that's when we get into the following week. So that's where we are today. Good luck with your trades. If you're liking the videos, please hit the like and subscribe button.